You have, during these 5 days, you have interaction with 3 professors from each institution. For each course, there is one course leader. So this person is one of the professors, is responsible to pull together a timetable and the curriculum of the course with the other colleagues. And we will be deciding whether some of the lectures will be recorded, for example. So we will prepare a timetable for you for each week. And you will know exactly what will be recorded, what you can watch anytime. And there will be also some activities that will be like this. So we are thinking about the time zones, as I said. So most of these sort of face-to-face online activities will be in the mornings, usually, so that we can capture all our colleagues anywhere they are in the world. And we will do interactive sessions like this. We'll give you some tasks maybe to work on. I'm thinking about some case studies that you will be given offline, so you'll be able to read and look at the case study. I will give you some questions, for example, and then we will come together into an interactive session where on Zoom, you know, as well, we can break you in smaller groups, so we can split you in smaller groups. You'll be working on questions. You will come back and debrief together. So we will have discussions like this, like we're having today, but you will have to turn your cameras on and come online as well, not just chat. But also we will complement your learning with recorded lectures and recorded material that will be placed on a special portal that is managed by our colleagues in Lyon. So you'll have access to your virtual learning environment portal that will hold all the material, but we will also want to meet you like this in discussion forums as well. So it will be a combination of these two. If we do any face-to-face sessions like this, we will record them as well. So if you for any reason can't attend, you'll be able to watch on demand like Netflix later on, and then come back again and maybe engage in a chat session. So as Manfred was already saying, it will be quite interactive, but we will bear in mind that you will maybe need some recorded material to be able to go back to it and take your time to study through those sort of 5 days. So as I said, each course is 5 days, and that's how the week is going to look like. Maybe Manfred, do you want to input any more into the teaching?
Yes, and probably answer that last question I see. Why is the decision made so early? So we need to see that there is a huge heterogeneity among the students. I guess that for students coming from EU countries or even from France, they're of course questioning why would they make a choice now? We have still a couple of months to go. But think about the setup of this program and the structure of the cohort. So typically we have students, lots of students from Asia. We have students from the Americas. So essentially from all over the world. And they need to apply for a visa. They need at least 2 or 3 months to prepare their start, to find accommodation, to get a flight at reasonable airfare. So we were making this decision that early in order to satisfy their needs. It's not about us. I could live with, I don't know, say 4 weeks in advance. We still need some lead time to plan because we need to travel and make arrangements. But we were making a decision in order to reduce uncertainty and ambiguity for you, the students. Right? So we cannot wait until, say, August 25th and then say, okay, next week on Monday, we're going to start presence modules because it looks good at the moment. And what should we do? We have the situation in Germany right now. We thought we have the COVID issue under control. And then you probably heard about it. There's a slaughtery in North Rhine-Westphalia, and we have 1,000 infections from one day to the other. So of course they're going to lock down or say, well, yeah, make the restrictions a bit tighter again. So, and of course, this is ramifications for what we can do. So I have to ask for your understanding. I know it's inconvenient, and I would have loved to give you a different experience. Yeah, nobody asked me before they introduced that crisis. So that's the best we can do at the moment.
I would also like to add that in France, nearly all other business schools and universities prepare the next intake online, or the intake was postponed. ETD is one of the programs, one of the first programs of the year. So all other Grand École programs will start 1 month or even 6 or 8 weeks later. So perhaps they have more time, end of August, to inform students and to let them know that it will be finally face-to-face, or a mix of online courses and some little classes or some tutorials on campus. But we have a different program. This is a triple degree. We are 3 partners. We are not only one school in France here with French professors. So this is for you, I think, perhaps not that understandable for the moment. But as Professor Schwaiger said before, we have in Germany a huge cluster. They shut down all schools and closed everything there. There are more than 2,000 people in quarantine. They do not even have the right to leave their homes, Manfred. Yeah. And how can we handle this? We can't eliminate the virus. For the moment, we have no vaccine. So we have also to be sure that our students are safe. Imagine EMLYON would organize face-to-face courses. You would be all together in one classroom with a professor, and 3 days later, there is a COVID breakout and you will be sick. What would happen then?
So there's a bunch of questions that center around one and the same thing. Should I go to Lyon by 1st of September or not? So personal advice, yeah, I can only ask. So I imagine my daughters would ask me, right? And then I would say, no, I don't see the need. I don't see the need to go for the moment. Lyon is really nice, yeah, wonderful city, nice environment. But I guess so is Paris or Tübingen, as I see at present here. So if you stay there and if you prepare, I would not postpone education. And of course, you won't be surprised that I'm advertising for the ETD, but whatever you want to do, don't take a gap year, don't do an internship or stuff like that. I would prepare myself to be in the pole position when the labor markets take off after the crisis again. So I think it's a pretty good time to get your educational degrees, your university degrees at the moment, and whatever fits your needs best, go for that one. Yeah? But I don't see the need to travel at the moment, to move to Lyon. Why would you do that? Stay where you are safe and wait for better times to come. We are pretty optimistic that from early 2021 on, we will be able to give you the experience that you were waiting for. But as far as we can see right now, we do not get any support to offer that right from the beginning of the semester.
There's another interesting question regarding the access to library, computers, and so on. So the Learning Hub, this is the EMLYON library, is nearly 100% online. We have no or nearly zero paper-based books in this library. So you will have access to our online library, full access, with more than 20,000 online books. You will also have access to Lancaster online library, and in Munich, Manfred,
The library, I don't know, but it's the largest library we have in Germany. So I'm not speculating about ranking positions in international terms, but it's the best library, online library we have in Germany. So you will find everything you need.
So don't worry. Let's say we have now for more than 8 years this online library, and students do not go to our learning hub to take books there or to read books there. They do it at home. Okay. So there
we have some, Gudrun, we have some questions about the exact dates and the timetable. So maybe we can send it as a follow-up to the students.
We will send the exact timetable with the intake week and also the holidays, because there will be one week in November, 3 weeks in December, January, and another holiday week in February, March. So don't worry about this. We will send you the exact timetable. We can upload it on the Facebook group. Normally you should all be in our Facebook group. Morgan, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm responding as well, just typing in. So Morgan, did you want to say anything? Sorry.
On the discussion or on the Q&A?
We can upload the documents for ETD, the timetable, etc., either on Facebook.
On the Facebook group, yes.
We also have a specific website for enrolled students. Morgan?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
We have also a specific website for enrolled students.
Yes, absolutely. This website will go online starting on July 10.
And so there will be all detailed information on this specific website. And do not hesitate. If you have any questions, you can always come back to me. Morgan will send you in a short message again my email, and you can contact me for additional questions. There is no issue at all.
And I see that there's a question about the name of the group. The link is on your MakerSpot. If you're an enrolled student, if you're an admitted student, you will have to wait to be enrolled to access the group. But the link will appear on your MakerSpot.
There is another question. Can we come on campus even if the courses are online? The answer is yes, if the sanitary situation will permit to EMLYON to welcome students here in our learning hub and also in the different other buildings with study areas. You will be able to come here, but you will have to respect the sanitary safety rules. But the campus will normally be open to students.
Students are asking as well about how will they get to know each other, and will they have access to any sort of contact details of each other, and how we will ensure also that we will get to know the cohort. So of course we are preparing a lot of activities, you know, as I said, and I wouldn't really expect the activities to run like today, that we are live and you are not. So we will definitely do our best to prepare small discussions, and you know, we have quite a lot of experience in running seminars, running different workshops. So we will do our best to get to know you online. We will facilitate for you guys to get to know each other as well, and I'm sure that you will receive link to other students who are on the program, so you will be able to get to know each other. I don't know how quickly this is done though. Gudrun, can you just advise me, when will students know who else is on the program?
The last admission session takes place in August. So we have on the 20th of August our last admission jury, and then we should normally have the complete list of all ETD students, let's say end of August. And then we will inform all enrolled, not admitted, but enrolled ETD students They will have access to their EMLYON webmail account, to all other accounts. We will send you the access codes. We created the MEC Management Facebook group. We will create also a LinkedIn group with all enrolled students. And what our students normally do is that they create their own private Facebook group without any access for me or for Professor Schwaiger or Professor Newton. They create also their own WhatsApp groups. So this will be your private, let's say, matter. We will then organize a lot of Zoom meetings with the whole cohort. So firstly with me here at EMLYON. You will choose your delegates, then we will stay in permanent contact with you either via Zoom on a very regular basis, not only once a month, but I will organize this once a week with all students who wish to participate, who wish to ask questions. So there will be really a permanent interaction with the students and the ETT administration in Lyon, and also if there are questions with Lancaster or with the Munich team. I said, Hugo B, you are insisting on the face-to-face courses. Hugo, if we could, we would organize it face-to-face. For the moment, the decision of the French Ministry of Higher Education is to organize, if possible, and if the sanitary situation will permit it, little groups of 10 or 15 students. And nobody knows if even this will be able in September.
Right, same in Munich. For our regular programs, undergraduate and graduate, we have been prepared by our president. So the recommendation was that we should plan for the whole fall term, which is in Germany from November 2nd to end of February, to plan as much as we can asynchronous online teaching. This is, of course, it's not relevant for ETD and Lyon programs, but just to corroborate that governments around the European countries are recommending one and the same thing. Second, I don't know if it was you, but somebody was asking about, well, why don't we get a discount because professors don't have to travel? Travel expenses is 2% of the cost we have for that program. You won't get the Porsche cheaper at the moment because there's a COVID crisis, because production cost is essentially the same. Yeah? So I hope that clarifies the issue. And again, if you feel that the offer that you get from our three partners is not in line with your needs, and you know other universities in Europe that are offering you something very different, you're more than welcome to choose those, but we do the best we can, and we hope we could make that that illustrative now.
I would also like to add that what you pay, so the tuition fees are not only based on the costs for lectures or tutors or PhD assistants, but this is based on the general costs for a master's degree program, a 2 years master's degree program with all additional services like the Learning Hub, career services, language classes, help for your professional goals, EMLYON, LMU, and Lancaster diploma, and your job opportunities. So do not, it's not possible to reduce tuition fees to costs for professors, because otherwise there would be nothing around, only a professor who would teach you.
So that was the question, whether there is still a chance that we will change our mind for that period from September to December. Well, if we in tomorrow's news we hear that there is a vaccine and there is a remedy, yeah, and that they were all wrong and the virus is gone, of course we will change that, but probability approaches 0. So I would recommend that you plan for online modules. And again, please, I don't like that discussion online is bad and presence is good. You haven't had the experience of listening to one of our online modules. I can only tell you that students at LMU this semester, they were overly delighted of that, you know, push towards digital learning, towards blended learning. And we have some really large classes going up to like 900 students in the undergraduate program. They really enjoy it. But of course, there might be a difference because it's just a different setting. Yeah. But so we addressed the needs or the restrictions that were imposed on us. Of course, we would love to do it in a different way. And in the very unlikely case of a major change of the crisis, yeah, we could revisit that, but I would not recommend you wait for that and you plan with that.
Yeah, I can only say the same. You know, I've been delivering a consultancy challenge on the MBA program, fully online with companies like Microsoft. You know, they were our partner companies. The students were all over the world, scattered. And we, you know, this is the reality. This is what the employers are going to be looking for. Have you been able to adjust? Have you been able to adapt? What have you made of the situation? My students have been taking new courses online, you know, looking to upskill themselves. We have been upskilling ourselves. It's not a question of, you know, how. We are professionals. We are going to prepare the best experience we can. And I think, you know, again, me teaching strategic management, so companies are taking strategic decisions. We have to make these decisions in order to give you the best possible experience, but prepare you for this world. You know, this is, many companies moving forward will be not going back to, you know, face-to-face big offices where, you know, they're sitting together. This is not going to happen. You know, even if the virus is resolved, people have realized there are new ways of working, new ways of doing business. And you have a fantastic opportunity to try it in a learning environment, to see what it's like to work in a virtual team. At the moment, I've just started company projects with my students. So we have companies, you know, scattered in the region, in the UK. The students, some of them are still in Lancaster, some are back home. They are doing an amazing job. You know, we're preparing the meetings, we're doing rehearsals together, we're meeting with the clients online. It is a new experience. You are learning a new skill. Of course, as soon as we can, we will have you in the class. Guys, we miss our students as much as you miss the lectures. We want to be with you in the classroom. We do, please believe us, we do want to be with you. As soon as it's possible, we will be there with you and we will wait for you. But in the meantime, let's just enjoy this. You know, this is quite unique. Something that will probably never happen again, at least in my lifetime. But maybe it will. But we will be prepared. We will be more resilient. And you know, if we keep sort of wishing for something that is not possible, it just sort of restrains the availability to embrace it. So, I mean, we've had fantastic experience with my students. We've really enjoyed it. The client companies are also learning, you know, with us, this new way of working online. So why not try it? And we do want to promise you that as soon as we can, we will be there in person. You know, we love being with you in the classroom. So, I mean, we can discuss this forever, but we just have to be pragmatic, you know, get on with the lives in the context that we are. And this is what we will really promise, that we will put a lot of emphasis on the quality we are thinking already now, with colleagues, how can we deliver it in the best possible way? So that's what we can promise you. I'm just answering some more questions online. I think students.
I would also like to add something about the ETD students from the last cohort who started internships either remotely. This means they, even if there was the official lockdown here in France, they found an internship and they did it from home. And I'm always in contact with my students, and they told me that it was a great experience. That's the first thing. The second thing is, we are always talking about this early makers mindset. Okay, so this is now the possibility for you to do something as an early maker. I have an ETD student. He wanted to specialize in finance, and he wanted to do only finance and applied for I don't know how many finance internships. And finally, what did he do? He found an internship in marketing for tissue masks. So there are 3 major tissue mask providers here in the Lyon region, and he worked for these 3 companies, and they were so happy with him because perhaps he's a bit, exaggerating, but he told me that they gave him a super bonus because he boosted with his marketing project the production of these tissue masks. And so they are so happy with this guy. They even hired him with a limited fixed-term contract. They said, okay, do not do an internship, we will hire you directly. So be also, as Radka said, an early maker and find positive things. The situation will not change in 2 months. It will not be 100% safe. Or perhaps French or Germans will find a vaccine, or our colleagues in the UK, I don't know. But you will have to show a new mindset in the future.
There's that one tricky question. What about GMAT and TOEFL exams?
Yes.
We still need to turn in results. If yes, until when? So this is a very difficult question. I try to answer it. So legally, you're obliged to have it. We were making an exception this semester due to the COVID crisis. Now, what I can imagine, and you contradict me if I'm wrong, is that we forget to ask you for those requirements, right? So still, we cannot put those regulations out of place. Yeah, we cannot say, no, you don't need it this semester. The only thing is, I can tell you, it's not one of my high priorities to make sure that you hand in the GMAT and the TOEFL after you've been admitted and show that. I think you have been suffering enough from the current situation. So if that is a small advantage that will be granted to you, I could live with it. I know it's unfair because others have done it and others have shown it. So I hope that's enough of information. It's not that important to me, but definitely this will change next year again for those applying for the ETD next year. Given or assuming that we won't have a major crisis then, and the institutes are open, they will bring the tests. Gudrun, how would you, and Radka, how would you look at this issue?
So, first of all, EMLYON, the Grand École program, we depend on the Ministry of Higher Education. We can't decide just in the name of EMLYON whether you need a GMAT or a Tajmaj or not. So we have to wait. I'm not sure about this. What did the French Ministry of Higher Education decide, Morgane? Do PGE students have to submit again a Tajmaj or a GMAT in the first year?
I think maybe I'm afraid to say something wrong, but I think that the PGE students do not have to provide any test.
Yes, this was decided by the French Ministry of Higher Education for France. But as we are partners, we have also to respect the conditions of Lancaster and of Munich. So it will depend on our partners if you have to do it again, the Tashmash or the GMAT or not. This will be discussed between us and we will let you know. But you should not be afraid because I know that some of you, they are already totally stressed because they think that, okay, if I have to do the Tashmash or the GMAT again and the result will not be that good, will I be kicked out of the ETD or something like this? This will not happen, Manfred and Radka. That's what we decided together. But in case there should still be the obligation to do the test next year, we will let you know. But we will discuss this internally again.
Yeah, we will make it as easy for you as possible because we know there's already a lot of, things that you have to think about. Gudrun, there's been quite a lot of questions about the language courses.
Yes, about the language courses, don't worry. I will send you a specific information, but again, you will have access to a language learning platform for free with about 9 or 10 different languages. So those who want to learn another language at home or in outside in a park or wherever you want, you will have access for free to this language learning platform. There will be French as a foreign language courses for international students and also normally online courses in German for beginner levels. And I will let you know regarding other levels and other possible online courses for languages, for German B2 or whatever. But there is always the question, do I have to be fluent in German if I want to specialize at Munich? No. Munich does not require students to be fluent in German.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, the classes, it's a compulsory program in year 2 if you opt in for the specialization strategy and change. So that will be fully taught in English. As, by the way, all the classes in our master programs, not just in the ETD. So we have switched to 100% English. The only difference is in undergraduate program because the lawmaker forces us to have at least 50% in German, but that's of no interest to you. Second, I mean, it will probably be easier to get in touch with people out on the street if you speak German, but most of the Munich population, I can tell you, is more or less fluent in English as well. Yeah, so it's up to you. If you'd ask me, I would not learn German. It's such a small market, just 100 million if you add Switzerland and Austria, and most of these people have quite a good command of spoken and written English. So for me, I would not see the need to learn German. But of course, there may be different views on that.
The other point is that you can easily find an internship or a working student contract in Munich if you specialize there. This will be in English. We have a lot of the ETD students there. They do not speak a single word of German or just enough to order a beer and a sausage. But they find working student contracts and internships, so you do not need German. And except
for the consulting industry, that's what we always experience. Those who pretend to be most international among all the companies, they still require that you're fluent in German, because what they say is you need to understand the aisle talks at the customers' companies, right? So we think this is has different reasons. But that's the only exception. So if you work for Allianz or BMW or any other of the large companies, their business communication down to hierarchy level 4 or so is completely in English anyway. And even if we do presentation in German, so if there are only native Germans sitting in a Zoom at the moment, of course, we have the slides in English, but we do the presentation in German. but everybody's really skilled. So you don't have to worry about that. Language is not an issue.
Yeah. So there was a question about what do they do during their working student contracts, etc. So first of all ETD students will get from us the list for all former cohorts starting 2007. This was the first cohort. And the name of the companies where they did their internship, and you will also be included in the LinkedIn group with the former cohort, with the last cohort, so you can contact them, ask them what they did, where they did their first and second internship, how they found a working student contract, or how they managed to create their own company, because we have a lot of ETD students who do this. So you will have access to all these opportunities. You can contact them, ask questions. They will let you know, because ETD is not only a program, it's also a huge network. And ETD students, I know that we have some, they are currently at Allianz, and they always offer internships or working student contracts to the next cohort. This is sort of internal ETD network. So don't worry, you will have the answers very soon. Okay, so we have 3 minutes left.
The schedule, there's questions about the schedule. Gudrun, could you let the students know when they will get the document?
Yeah, as said before, we will send it as soon as the official admission website will be online. We will put everything on the website, but Morgane, you can also send to all enrolled students via email, because we have your personal emails, the schedule and first information. Don't worry, we can do this next week.
I can see a lot of questions, have been about, shall I come to Lyon? What shall I do? Yeah. And I was responding to one of the questions from my students' personal experience. They were talking to me about their conditions of their studying. So think about what kind of conditions do you have at home. So I'm aware that maybe not everybody has a nice office, so it's about how will you feel comfortable to undertake the study as well. And for us in Lancaster, some students will be coming to campus, even though we will be teaching online, but they just purely want to maybe have the room for themselves. So it's really for you important to think about yourself, and how will you be able to study if you are maybe in a family with a lot of siblings. It may be better for you not to be at home, but some students on the other hand will feel more comfortable at home. For some students it will be depending on the travel conditions and on the visa. So it's really hard for us to advise, but think about for how will you feel well, in order to be able to interact with the material for the first few months at least, and just try to make that decision, maybe talking to your family and friends. But there is no advice, there is no one size fits all. So in the same way in Lancaster, we will be teaching online. Some students will be on campus. We may be meeting them in person, we may not. We believe that for business and management, it's not essential. There are some other subjects like medicine when it will be more essential for them. So we are in the same situation in the UK as everybody else. Do we have any more questions, or anybody wants to even come on the camera and say hello to us and ask us in person rather than just typing up? It would be nice to see that there are some people actually behind these numbers.
2 more or 3 more questions on the internship. We recommend getting an internship student job during the first year. Well, not a student job, because you will be busy with the program, I promise. Yeah, we've done a lot to make that exhaustive for you. Yeah, so because you need to learn something in order to be, to be able to reap the benefits from this diploma. An internship you will have to do anyway from March on. Yeah, so you won't. That's the second period of the first year is dedicated to an internship that ideally you do abroad, but if for good reasons you want to do it in your home country, we will make an exception to the rule. So I hope that answers those two questions. In second year, it looks different. Yeah, in second year you can whatever, depends on how much of workload you can stand. But most of the students get a contract as a company student helper or student job in the second year, but not in the first year. Do we get some consulting work, get some hands-on experience? You will get some hands-on experience mostly in year 2, because this is a program where we do not demand that you all have an education in business or in economics on undergraduate level. So we need those first 6 months to bring you on comparable level. And we will talk about cases, we will work on real managerial questions, but primarily the sort of consulting work is to be expected in year 2. What obligations have you received from the Ministry of Education? This is 19 pages. You don't want me to read this, yeah? So it just tells us that there is no reopening of the schools at the moment, and we should be patient and wait for further information. Okay.
There's perhaps also, I would like to add something regarding one question. If I'm not in Lyon, could I only, the live sessions in the morning will be recorded. Could I not assist to the live sessions? I would not recommend not to assist, because this is the interactive part of the program. So you will meet the other students. There will be group presentations via Zoom or Teams or whatever, or even we have professors, they use Discord, perhaps not for ETD, but if you are a gamer, you know what I'm talking about. So if you miss this interactive part of the program, it will be, in my opinion, not that interesting for you to attend the ETD, because this is a very important part of what we prepared for our students. And please be careful, if you are talking about an internship, during the ETD, EMLYON is not allowed to undersign internship contracts during a full-time study program. Internship contracts can only be undersigned or validated if it's a local contract in the periods which are dedicated to internships. So as Professor Schwaiger said, this means first internship March, April to September will depend on your specialization, and then the second internship after your specialization year. It's only possible to do a working student contract in Munich because this is another format. You have not, as in the first year, courses from 8:30 in the morning until 5 in the evening every day, but it's a different course schedule, so you have the time to work between 15 and 20 hours a week. If you are a very highly motivated student and you do your job very well at university and also during your working student contract. And I think in Lancaster there are also possibilities for jobs during the specialization year.
Yes, so different types of jobs are available in Lancaster. We have quite a lot of pool of local companies that we are working with, and these are really exciting opportunities because a lot of these companies are looking for innovation, for sort of new ways of working. So we have a business engagement team that is located in the management school, and they facilitate interaction with these companies. So quite a lot going on here in the region, depending what you are looking for. So it's definitely, even in this world, we have quite a lot of internships that are online, a lot of students currently working on digital strategies for companies. So, you know, this has not stopped. So that keeps going on.
Okay, so time is over now. I would first of all like to say thank you to our partners, so Radka and Manfred, and also to Morgane, who is in charge of all admitted and enrolled students, and also students who are interested in the ETP program. So do not hesitate to contact us or contact me if you have very specific questions about the program, the content, the courses, the schedule. But we will, as said before, next week send you the official information, and you can also call me back or organize a Zoom meeting with a private Zoom meeting with me, or if more than one student have they, if you want, we can also organize Zoom meetings with me. If you are 5 or 6 or 10 students, why not? I'm here for you, and yeah, hope to see you soon virtually at the beginning, but hopefully then later in January here in my office and at EMLYON Business.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck with everything and see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.